Greetings, everyone. How do you do today? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a topic, very important topic. Let's say long division. So, how do you go about long division? Okay, now we're going to look at the aspect of using long division to break down to segment to easily divide a given fraction without the use of calculator. That is the essence of the class. That we can be able to break down a particular fraction, either a proper fraction or an improper fraction. Now, we should be able to do this thing as students without the use of calculator. The aspect of this is to make us independent, okay? Independent of our calculator using your common sense, and you should be able to balance it up, right? Thumbs up as we go through this process. So, let's continue the class. What we see here is long division. Now you should be able to understand that long division is only applicable in terms of fraction, either a proper fraction or an improper fraction. I've said this already. Okay, so for example, if you have a number like, let's start from the simplest one. Example number one, we have 6 all over 2. Okay, you can use your calculator to divide this. You can use your common sense by breaking this, okay, and having your final answer. But then this is not the aspect of long division. The aspect of long division we're going to consider is, you must understand that this number here, called the numerator, you call it the numerator, okay, and you call this the denominator. The denominator. You can also call this the dividend. The dividend, not in terms of the money now, okay? Or you can call this also, the divisor. The number that divides the dividend is called a divisor, okay? So, that aside, so at in long division, we're going to have a symbol like this, just like your square root, but this is not a square root, okay? This is not a square root, this is square root. This is square root, but this is not what we are looking at. Look at what we are looking at here. Just this, okay? Like the, how should I call it? Inverted L, okay? So we have this. Our divisor will always come here. Divisor will always come here, while the dividend will stay inside. Don't forget that this is an improper fraction, where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So the numerator will always come inside of the long division symbol, while the divisor will always come, that's the denominator, will always come outside. So 2 comes here and 6 comes here. Don't forget the placement. Don't forget the placement. Numerator inside, denominator outside. So now let's see. 2 goes into 6. How many times? If you have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 strokes, how many times can 2 go fit into 6? Let's see. 1, this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we see how many times? 1, 2, 3 times. That means 3 should come here. Okay? Now, the next thing you need to do is to multiply. After dividing, you multiply the result, the whole number, by the divisor. After doing this divided by this, now you do this time this, or this time is still the same thing. So this time this will give you what? 6. So you put it under the divisor, under the dividend. That is the numerator now. 6 times 6, 3 times 2 is 6. So we have this. So you subtract it now. After we should subtract. So this minority gives us what? 0. So since we stop at 0, 0 is the last part, okay? You must always round off the number to 0. So getting to 0, that means the answer is what? This is the answer. So that means that 6 divided by 2 equals to 3 as our final answer. Please don't forget the step. The first thing is what? First thing is to divide. The second thing is to multiply. And the third thing is to do what? Subtract. But after doing all these things and you don't have 0, you should further again go through the process. So the next thing, once it is not first, this is the second, This is third. So I said while you're solving this and it does not amount or result to zero at for instance here now, what you're supposed to do is to do what? Repeat the process. Repeat the process. That means if it is not optimal, repeat the process again. Okay, so let's see it. Let's see another one that will give us a solution that is not optimal. Okay, thank you. Let's see it now. So example number 2, we're still going to use the same number. Before now we were using 6 divided by 2, but now we're going to use 2 divided by 6. We're going to use 2 divided by 6, whereby the divisor is what? 6, and the dividend is what? 2. Don't forget the placement. Don't forget the placement. The placement states that the divisor comes outside 6, the dividend, which is the numerator, comes inside, which is 2. So 6 goes into 2. 6, that is 2 divided by 6, cannot. We have 2. Can 6 go into 2? No, it's not possible. You cannot substitute 6 into this place. So it is not possible. So what are you going to do? You put 0. See, it's not possible. It's not possible for you to go. Cannot. The people, the common language is cannot. So we said since this is not possible, we put a 0, and we now add 0 to this one. We now increase the numbers of units. The units we had here. Before we had only 1 unit, but now we have 2 units. Okay. So let's see. 6 goes into 20. 6 goes into 20. That is you put point. Since this was into this, which cannot, okay, so you bridge it with a point. So I said this goes into this, gives me 3 point something. Gives me 3, okay, because it's not possible. So we have 6, 3 is 18. That is the major number that can go into 20. Okay. The next one is 6 times 4 is 24. Okay. So that is why we're going to use, we can't use 24 because 6 times 4 is 24, which is above 20. So we cannot use that. We use a number that is in between the range of 20. Okay. The highest number in between the range of 20 is 3 times this is this. 3 times 6 times 2 is 12. We cannot use 2. So 6 times 3 is 18. So now let's multiply. Don't forget the rule. After dividing, you multiply. After multiplying, you subtract. So this becomes this times this gives us what? 18. Now 18, you subtract this minus this. So 18 minus gives me what? 2. Okay, so you're going to use 2 here now. So what are we supposed to do now? Since we've not gotten up to 0, that's what I said. Since we've not gotten up to 0, you can't call this. So you need to do it again. So we add another 0 to this. This divided by this is still the same 3. So we add 3 to this. Okay, so this time this is still 18. We subtract it again, giving us 2. So you still add another 0 to it. This time this give us the same thing. That is 18. We subtract it, gives us 2. So you see, if you continue it, you continue the process like that till. So instead of doing that, we stop here, and we can now say that 2 divided by 6 is equal to 0.333 by approximation. We just stop here. Okay, so that is that for that. So remember the process. We have multiplication. The first thing is to divide. Like the first step is to divide. Don't forget it. After dividing, what are you supposed to do? You multiply. After multiplying, what are you supposed to do? You subtract. If it is not up to 0, what are you supposed to do? You repeat the process. You repeat the process. Repeat this one again. That is, go back to this one and do it all over again. Just go back to it and do it. Please stay on the process. So for assignment, your assignment will now be for you to understand better. Okay, for you to understand it better, please do this one. Do 14 all over 4 and 4 all over 14. Please drop your answer on the comment section. Drop your answer on the comment section. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. So today we are done for today's class. All you need to do is to perfect the knowledge, perfect the lesson you've learned today, and give yourself series of questions. If you have any challenges, please, you are free to meet up with the comment section. From the comment section, meet up. Just drop a comment there, and I will check later on, and we'll do the corrections together. Right? Okay. Please, if you love this video, if you like what we are doing together, you are free to hit on the subscription button. Okay, and also like the video. You are free to share refer people to this group so they can learn. We are trying to make mathematics very simple and easy for people to understand here. That is the essence of this lesson. It's not really about anything. It's just for us to see how we can make mathematics fun for people to learn. Okay, I don't like the mindset that people are always scared, whenever it comes to mathematics. That is why I'm trying to see how I can break it down to its simplest nuts and nuggles. So if you're all you need to do is just to spend little time, learn the process, learn the steps, and practice it. Okay, without persistence, without consistency, you can become better in this angle, okay, in this field. Thank you very much. God bless you.